So this is list comprehension part 3, and we're going to talk about the Cartesian product. It sounds a little bit complicated, but it's not. Basically, all we have is two lists. So list underscore A, and we're just going to set that to like 1, 2, and 3, and then list underscore B. And then we're going to set that also to something like 4, 5, and 6. Let's put some spacing in for a bit of clarity. And that's it. So we've got two lists. And what we want to actually do, or what is a Cartesian product, or what do we want to do, is we want to do 1 times by 4. So we want to get a 1 and a 4. And then we want to do 1 times by 5. So it's 1 and a 5, and we want to do a 1 and a 6, so the same thing. And then we want to, so a 1 and a 6, 1 and a 6. And then we want to continue on to the next element, which is element number 2, and do the same kind of thing. So we'd have a 2 and a 4, and then we'd have a 2 and a 5, and so forth. We can see where this goes to. Effectively, what we're going to end up with is, some kind of list. In our case, we're going to have 9 elements that come out of it, because we've got 3 at the top and 3 at the bottom. So 3 in the first list and 3 in the second list. So our output list is going to contain 9 elements. So how do we do that? And the previous way of doing it was with a classical for loop. So we'll take our classical for loop method here, and then we will also show our list comprehension method. And with the classical for loop, basically what we're trying to do, or what we're going to do, is we're going to do a nested for loop. So this is a common pattern. So the first thing that we do is we set our new list. So let's call our new list C. We want this new empty list. That's in our classical way. And then we do something like for x in list A. And then we do something called the nesting for y in list B. So we're looping over list A. And then for each element in list A, we're then looping over list B. That's what this classical for loop does. It's very common. Inside of that, we do c.append, and what do we want to append in it? We're going to put in a tuple, so x and y. Remember, this is just a common tuple, and then we can finally print out our answer, print c. And when we do that, we get all of the elements. So here's element 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and the 9th elements. We've got all of our combinations effectively in there. This is the classical way of doing it, the Cartesian product. But we can achieve the same using list comprehension in one line of code. Very powerful this is. So we do c is equal to, and then we instantiate our list, and let's notice again over here that line number 7 is exactly identical at this point in time in line number 16. And what we're going to do is populate all of these items here into this list in the same way that we've done previously. So let's rub that out and work on our first component, which will be this item here. Well, we're going to put, the first thing we're going to do is what we're going to append in. So we want to append in x and y into our list comprehension. So we can easily do that. If I go to there, we can do x comma y. And then we want to move in our for loop, so our for list. So let's just do that, which is going to be this item here. All of this needs to make its way into our list comprehension. So we're going to go and do that, which is for x in list A. And then finally, we want to have our nesting. And notice like the nesting in the list comprehension is really convenient. All we have to do is exactly the same, which is for y in list B, and we need to move that into our list comprehension, which will be the next component of it. So let's go ahead and do that, which is for y in list B, and that's it, we're done. We've got a complete list comprehension. Remember, we've saved ourselves 2 lines of code effectively. The lines of code that we have now saved ourselves because we've done the brackets are this line over here, which is the C, and we don't need the C dot append. We've effectively or implicitly brought that down into the list comprehension. So we'll go and run our little piece of code. We'll hit the run button. Also, we need to do one more thing, which is print C, so that we can get our two just to compare that they are the same, and we see that we get the same output. So basically, this is list comprehension for obtaining a Cartesian product in Python. So very powerful tool.